Welcome to Ask a Puppy Trainer Show. This is episode 187.
And we have Vans with us today. He's actually one of our fire dogs. They found him in the fire.
Yeah,
In like the fire area, he's a rescue and he was a foster fail. We appreciate all of our foster fails out there.
They don't realize he's a coyote.
Yeah, he might be a little coyote in there. You see him? We got he needs a close up. Look at that little guy. He's very cute there. He's like 8 weeks old. He's a baby.
And he's a hardcore biter. As you can see, he is clearly some type of shepherd herding mix. And what do? They bite a lot, and they bite hard. Okay, all right, we are going to jump right in. I do want to remind you guys that when you give us questions in the feed, we want to prioritize you. So please include the age of your puppy and the breed. We are answering puppy questions here, and so please keep them on the young side. Any adulting questions, this is not the place for it. I apologize. Okay. Oh, I did not bring up, that's what I was here to do.
Oh, shoot. I didn't do it either.
Got it. All right. You've got TikTok, tickety-tock. I'm going to go ahead and start with one that was
For
sent
one of our
in.
grad students.
Okay, Josh, why are you crying? Josh sent us crying emojis. Oh, okay. All right. Context would be nice, Josh. Seriously? Okay. Aurora says, hi, guys. I hope everyone is doing well at the Puppy Academy. We are. Thank you. I hope you're doing well, too. Archer, our GSP German short-haired pointer, crazy dogs, has left a while ago, but we are still so grateful for the training that he received from you guys in 2020. COVID dog.
Yep, good old Archer.
We are now embarking on a new journey, and we will be bringing home a newborn into the house very soon. Congratulations. I was wondering if you had an episode on how to introduce your puppy to a newborn. I see so many different things online. Oh my God, yes. And I don't know who to trust. So I thought I would ask you guys if you have any trustworthy resources on the matter. Thank you in advance, always with gratitude. Aurora. Okay, hello, Aurora. I do have something that you should look up. I actually have 2 accounts, but I can't find one of them. So no joke, since you're a previous client, I will find that other account for you to follow, and we'll just message you. But in the meantime, I'll go ahead and tell you this one. It's an Instagram account. It is Dog Meets Baby, specifically Dog Meets MEETS _baby. Okay, so that's a really good resource. There's lots of good tips on this. But here's the thing. Here's what, like, if you hear this advice, you know that this person is probably someone that you can trust. Are you done?
Yep. I tried to go as long as I could with them. Even shoulder massages.
That you can trust at least to a certain degree. You know, especially if you find someone. Whoa.
Sorry, I'm getting zazzy. I'm ready. I'm in it now.
Especially someone in the kind of the balance training, world. But that's not always true. But in general, that's kind of one of the things you can look for. But here's the thing. Your puppy shouldn't be meeting your baby. And I know that sounds crazy, but the moment you let your puppy, quote unquote, meet your baby, you have now given your puppy permission to have access to your baby whenever they want. And so as your puppy grows, or as your baby grows and goes through all these changes, and you have let your puppy physically touch your baby, because that's what typically people mean when they say meet, is they put their nose on the baby, lay next to the baby, and get all the cute photos and everything. That baby is not a newborn for long. And they start crawling, grabbing, pinching really quick. And then they become a toddler. And there's this window between 1 and 2 where they can't communicate very well, but they scream and pinch and hit, and that's what they do. That's the thing. So I'm going through that right now. I just don't know if you can feel the little bit of stress. So you need to have boundaries first. When there's respect, thank you for all the hearts, TikTok, by the way. Love you. When there's respect and boundaries first, then not only can a relationship bloom, but you guys will have control of the relationship, which means you're getting too excited, move away from the baby. You're getting too close, move away from the baby. and the puppy won't, the dog, it's a dog now, won't take it personally because you didn't start with meet my baby and put your nose and lay down next to it. Because you didn't start that way, your dog doesn't feel like they own the baby.
You also have to think about dogs are territorial animals. They're primal creatures.
Yeah.
And we have known owners who get pushed away by a dog defending a baby and the mother. And the father can't come up without getting nipped at, barked at, or growled at. This is a reality for some people.
That's why I have Maverick.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's why I
Her
have
most
Maverick.
recent dog, who's an elderly,
Who's
over
a
10 years old, right?
Foster fail, 12 years old now.
Yeah.
Was with the family for 9 years, had a baby, and
crazy.
that's exactly what happened.
We don't want to start you in a deficit, so we'd rather be really strict with the advice we're giving, because the other end of it is you could have a hurt baby, you could have a hurt family member who approaches the baby that the dog is defending. We just had a newborn baby in my complex. The owner mentioned to me this morning as I'm walking my 2 dogs, and I go, have you allowed the dog to go up to the baby? He goes, we almost did. We thought about it, and she just looked too interested. Like she really wanted to say hello to her.
Too overzealous.
So I said, what'd you do? They went, we just put a playpen around my wife and the baby, and the dog had to lay on a place cot a few feet away. Mm-hmm. So it was training. By the way, guys, they've also done a program with me, very short program, but they know the basics. They know play, sit, down, and how to do heel. So they did heel around the baby, so the dog learned how to train and work the brain, not just hyper focus and get obsessed with the baby, because it happens quick.
Dogs
have a
very
nanny
quick.
Personality sometimes.
Yeah.
And then what ended up happening by the end of the day is the dog was actually able to settle on place while the mom was able to nurse, while the baby was crying, which the dog up until that point would get very alert and stand about 2 feet away from the baby, staring, guarding, I was thinking, maybe even eventually against the dad. So these are the thoughts that we think about when we think about dogs creating territories around babies. When they feel they're in charge, they very quickly will develop a territory around something.
And territorial doesn't even necessarily mean aggression. It could just mean hyper excitement, and they could step on the baby, hurt the baby.
Thank you.
That's Dakota. That's my German Shepherd. She gets really excited and she would roll over, and I was like, oh my God, she's gonna suffocate my child.
Yeah.
She was the
That's
one
probably most dogs too. Probably 95% of dogs. We're more worried about them excitedly laying on them.
Yeah, but I was able to control that very easily. But then the way she's a German Shepherd, the way she stood up, I was like, she would really hurt Evie if she stepped on her. And then I got all the postpartum nervousness, and I was like, out. And then I started working on her out because it was a little, because we hadn't worked on it. She was older and it just wasn't as sharp anymore. And she's the sweet one, so I'm not as strict with her as I am my other 3 dogs. And so, because they're the ones with all the problem behaviors. And so anyway, we got really strict with the out with her, got really clean, really crisp. And so I would suggest teaching a really, really good out, which means move away from me and go settle. You could just really fine tune your place. Make sure that your dog can place at a distance. Think about it this way. You're sitting down on your couch nursing, and your dog, Archer, gets up and comes over to you, because that's a very interesting scenario, and you're all soft and warm in your postpartum fuzzies, and they start to come into your space. You want to be able to not have to raise your voice, get intense, and be able to just say place or out place. And, Archer be like, okay, no big deal, But if you've given Archer access to sniff the baby, it's not going to cut it. He's going to be like, but I just want to get
You'll get the
close.
Puppy pushiness that you get if you were holding food.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, or the not puppy, but just excited dog pushiness. Okay.
Oh, yeah, because the dog's 5 years old.
We could talk about this.
I got puppy brain.
I could talk about this all day long. So here's my suggestion to you. I highly, highly suggest meeting just like a Zoom with, you don't really do Zooms, but if you want to reach out to Puppy Academy, I would be happy to set up a Zoom with you to go over a lot of these fine points, if this sounds like something you're interested in. That actually goes for anybody. I swear I'm not pimping myself out, but I'm very happy to set up I'm not advertising myself, I swear, but yet I am. But this is just such a specific issue with, like you said, a lot of confusing information, and I would be happy to go over that with you. And if you're not interested with me, I would still highly suggest anyone who is having a huge change in the home like this to meet with a professional. And you don't even have to do it in person. Like nowadays, something like this, if you have a dog that's trained and you're comfortable with, you could just do a Zoom because they can see your house on the Zoom, tell you some things to tweak in the home and a few commands to sharpen up and what boundaries to put in place. They can do all of that through a virtual. Like it doesn't even necessarily have to be in person, which is much less expensive. And so anyway, just want to put that out there. It doesn't have to be me, I swear. But anyway, there you go. Okay, let's move on. I could talk about that all day if you let me. I'm so sorry. I didn't even mean to talk about it as long as I did.
I got a question that's burned the hole. No, I got this one. Because it's my favorite. I already looked at it.
Just for fun, we're going to get to you. Don't you worry.
Emily Pertile. What's the best crate play schedule for a 4-month-old Belgian Malinois? All right, so there's 2 words in here that I have a little problem with. The crate/play. It's not crate/play, it's crate/train. Play is the minimal thing that you do in that dog's lifestyle. The training is really what takes over. But there is a form of play, but it's what, I'm sure it's got many names with different trainers. I call it constructive play. That's your fetch. That's all of your ball and rope play, because Belgian Malinois, they're very, very, very focused on like a decoy or a ball.
Biting things?
Yeah. So your training has to be an element of play, but not really your dog will see it as that.
You're focusing.
But at the same time, it's still training, and you're really, really, really throw the word in. I know you want.
You're focusing on the out, on the drop it. Like that's the whole point of play.
And through that, you really are just building obedience in the beginning, but also giving great structure. A Belgian Malinois needs something to do all day long. There can't be free time out of the crate where they're just free roaming. They don't free roam, they bite. Or they jump or they get into stuff. So I would say for a 4-month-old Belgian, I would do 1.5 hours in the crate. I would do 30 minutes out of the crate, and I would really, really, really structure that 30 minutes out. Walk, very minimal play during that little window. Training, supervised separation to teach your dog how to exist in your space, which is your place command. That's teaching your dog to go to place, do a sitting down, and eventually learn how to settle for short periods of time in the beginning, and eventually longer periods of time as your dog matures and grows.
Just really focus on the rest of your life with this dog. Wait a minute. in just different activity windows. Okay, so you've got your playtime, work time, calm time, break time. Belgian Malinois, some of them can't have a ton of break time because they wreak havoc.
They don't have breaks, they just go crazy.
They go crazy. until they're an adult and you have done a ton of work and advanced training so they can have a break time and not wreak havoc on society.
We had a Belgian Malinois that came here years ago, even before I got here, and Josh would tell me about him. They went through this program, all of our grad programs, and still did a behavioral police dog, Schutzen, advanced e-collar program.
On TikTok, he does all these tricks.
Schutzen,
What's the dog's name? Jedi or something? I think the dog's name is Jedi. Obi-Wan? Whatever it is. It was a really, really crazy, well-trained dog. And they still, to this day, only hire Josh to watch that dog when they go out of town because that's the level of requirement the dog needs. That's the only thing I'm trying to say.
So you're gonna really work around these, activity windows, these times, and your dog is gonna tell you what they need. If they're biting the bejesus out of you, they're telling you that they have energy and they don't need calm time. They don't need pets. They might be overtired. They might need more work time. They might need more play time. But you are going to have to really get to know your dog through these windows to really understand what their needs are. Every Malinois is very, very different. And so I would just really focus on thinking of your day structured in those times, in those activity times, and start there. You really start there. But do not get caught up in thinking that play is going to be what this dog needs. For Malinois, play tends to be the reward. Not that you can't use food, but you tend to lose fingers when you use food for Mals. That's why you see a lot of trainers using play for Mals.
Those big ropes with the ball on the end, that's like the decoy they use.
But that is a special style. You might need to go for a specific style of training to learn how to do that. But we do use food even for Mals, but we do lose fingers. It happens. So something to keep in mind. So anyway, what was I saying? Okay, so when you are, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought today. When you are thinking of your day, structured in this way, do not rely on play, because all you're going to do is practice arousal with this puppy that's already potentially going to be a dog that lives in arousal. So make sure you're focusing on your transitions, coming out of crate, coming in and out of thresholds, coming out of doorways, pressing in front of you through hallways. You're going to want to develop a style of dog psychology blocking, like body language, spatial pressure. Think Cesar Millan style mixed with that sport dog, what you're probably thinking, Malinois, play drive mentality. You don't mix those two things, and you're gonna have a dog that can't sit out and be with you at home. Okay?
If I ever got a Belgian Malinois referred to me, which I did recently, I sent them to her. 'Cause she has much better advice than what I can give owners for that.
Okay, just for fun, says 6-month-old puppy does great in the crate when we leave, but if they're woken up, we live in a city, he'll whine and cry up for 20 minutes sometimes. Is this normal? He does settle down. Yes.
It is pretty normal.
It is pretty normal, but let me just give you a few tips.
Can I reread it?
No.
Oh, I almost said a bad word on Instagram.
There's two different ones.
Thank you.
A few tips. Let's try covering the crate yet and make sure it's not valuable. Your puppy may pull it in and chew it. Let's try covering the crate with something. Leave the back open for air circulation. If you're in a city, let's make sure it doesn't get too hot in there. But let's play two things in that room. I know this sounds crazy, but help your dog out. If you live in a city, that's not natural to your dog. And I'm not saying that to be mean. We live in a city. I had a border collie in North Hollywood, and let me tell you, I saw the effects of it. It was hard on him. There's a lot of things I had to do to curtail where I was living with him. And I just worked with a cattle dog in downtown LA, and it was hard. So
think about your demographic when you guys get dogs too.
Yeah,
it does help.
It does help. Yeah. So let's play a white noise machine, like for a baby. Let's go on Amazon, get a $10 white noise machine, and play that for the dog. Anyone
who already has an like Alexa or a Google Home, you can play all of it from that already. It's very easy.
Not right next to the crate. You want some distance, because it could be hard on their ears. So you want some distance, but let's keep that in the room with them. The other thing is play some talk radio, or I don't know if you can play the TV on a sitcom. Sometimes they turn off though after a few episodes, but just people talking. All right, play those two things and see if that helps drown out some outside noise.
YouTube has a 8-hour playlist of Friends.
Oh, there you go.
8 hours. There's no pauses and just commercials.
I thought I had a question on Instagram, but I guess I don't.
I thought we had more from them.
She just said thank you.
Oh, cool. You're welcome. And I will, I won't forget, I swear. I'm going to find
from
that
God's
other...
favorite, oh my goodness, my favorite trainer from Rough Beginning.
What?
You're famous.
From God's gift.
God's favorite. Oh my goodness, my favorite trainer from Rough Beginning. Rough Beginnings Rehab. That's me, by the way, in case anybody was wondering.
God's favorite?
I don't know. I'm not God's favorite. Well, I could be both. No, I'm just kidding. Okay.
What's the next question?
Do you use positive or balanced training? There is...
We use both.
Yeah.
As a balanced dog trainer, about 85 to 90% of what we do is positive. Do we still give little tug corrections?
11-week-old Portuguese water that hates water. No, I'm sorry. What? I made that up and I didn't even mean to. My brain did that.
Are you filling in the blanks?
My brain did that. That's,
How are you shielding my own phone from me?
Brains are cool. Yeah, that's not what you said, Samantha, but that would have been really funny if that's what you had said. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Advice for crate training, 11-week-old Portuguese water dog that hates when the crate door closes.
I have good news for you and bad news for you. The good and the bad is they all hate it when the crate door shuts. It's the beginning part of it.
Except my German Shepherd, because she's weird.
She loved it?
She loves crate.
That's crazy.
She tries to sneak in Maverick's crate because she doesn't have a crate anymore.
She got rid of it because it's too big for her.
Yeah, because she's ginormous.
Make it a fun experience. A lot of people, when they put their dog in the crate, they're acclimated to it. It's just they go in there, they stay for an hour and a half, they bark for 10, 20 minutes, they settle down, and then we eventually bring them out. But there are dogs who have more of an affinity to what we call crate anxiety or boundary anxiety. And what that kind of looks like is you get 20, 30, 40 minutes of that whining and barking. When you acclimate them to going in the crate, you're teaching them house, but you're also releasing them from it. Every time when you're about to put your dog in the crate or when you're actually bringing them out of the crate, do a routine. If they really, really have to go potty, you got to get them out for potty first, and you bring them back in and do it all over again. But it basically means I'm going to find what my dog finds as the reward versus what he doesn't like. My dog doesn't want to go into crate. That's when I'm offering most of the food. When I release my dog from the crate with break, the break is the reward. Coming out of the crate is the reward. I don't want to give food for that too, because I want to build up more of the going in. But I'll do that 5 to 10 times in a row. House, little leash pressure, little butt scoot if I need it. They eventually kind of start moving a little bit, and I kind of retract my hand. They finish walking in on their own. Good. I might offer a treat. They probably won't take it. Just drop it, no big deal, and then release them, and I do it over and over and over again until eventually it becomes easier. They go in on their own, and that doesn't mean they'll do it every time you do it, but the more often you do it, the easier it becomes. Do you want to add? Nope?
No,
Okay,
that's
good.
good.
That's right.
Some of these things, really, see, TikTok, sometimes
They're throwing some zingers at us.
sometimes you guys are.
I also feel like TikTok just likes to screw
you
with
think
people.
you're so funny.
Wait, what are the trolls? I want to read them.
No, hang on,
Come on, let me read the trolls. I love this. We've never been trolled yet. I've been waiting for it.
How do I teach my dog to pay rent?
Oh, yeah, I've been trying to get that for 12 years. It doesn't work.
We'll let you know when we find out.
I get kisses.
Oh, no, I know.
The kisses
I know,
make me happy.
I know. This is such an easy one. You know what, really? Space bamboo. You should have figured this one out yourself. You think you're such a good troll? This is a stupid question. You develop a TikTok or an Instagram with your dog that gets famous, and that's how you pay rent with your dog. Duh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really? That was so lame. All right.
I like that. That's good.
Living Danishly. That's clever. My 1-year-old Anatolian growls when we approach the couch.
But
Never tries to bite and wags her tail. Well, you have an Anatolian,
yeah,
an Anatolian Shepherd
it's
on the
probably
couch.
as big as the couch.
Do you know what they're bred for? Yeah, of course they growl.
But I mean,
Kind of their jam.
it's probably the silly goofiness of like maybe it's a young one. How old was it?
She growls when we pass items back and forth on the couch.
What's the age?
I don't know.
No age.
No age.
Okay.
Well, 1-year-old.
Okay, yeah. So she is kind of still in the puppy stage a little bit.
gonna get worse.
Kind of like that till about a year and a half.
gonna
Right
get
now,
worse.
it's funny and silly a little bit.
Yeah, it's gonna
but
get worse.
if she's growling and kind of giving you that body language, and she hits a year and a half to 2 years old, and she's fully dominant, and all of those instincts are really coming to the fold, that's going to turn possibly into a nip or a bite.
Yeah, she's starting to play around controlling things,
Yeah.
and that is a huge red flag and can get very
I would probably
dangerous.
have a leash on her just to start off, and I don't think I'd allow her on the couch anymore until she can respect more privileges of what it means to be on the couch.
She may not
but
be.
at the same time.
She may not be on the couch. She might be near the couch.
No, I think she said on the couch.
I wouldn't have this dog near them. But my point is, the dog wouldn't be near the couch.
No, I agree. I haven't finished yet. You're going to set up a place cot a few feet away, and that's where your dog is defaulting.
Is there a
to.
place cot that fits an Anatolian Shepherd?
Yeah, XXXL. It has a middle support beam. It really does. It's got 3 long legs, whereas normally it's like little stick legs. No, it can support up to 250
Sometimes they
pounds.
don't like. Sometimes the big dogs don't like the cots. You might need to go seriously get a latex bed for your.
I don't know. If your dog is hot at all, I'll be honest, a lot of times they do like it in the summer, especially in the winter, they're already warm. I would check it out. Look up Vihu, Veehoo, elevated dog bed. It's just a really cool Korean company. They're relatively new and they have great products. I'm leaning forward a lot.
And
hurt
you
my
need some
neck.
one-on-one help ASAP. If you have an Anatolian
Private one-on-one
Shepherd
training.
that's even like just playing around with kind of growling at you and kind of messing around with little things, you need one-on-one help ASAP. It's so important.
I know it kind of feels funny and cute now. I'm just telling you.
It's not.
You got probably 2 or 3 more months of it looking somewhat cute, less funny, and then it's just possibly going to turn into aggression. Just be careful.
Yeah. Do you have any more?
I got one more on the left side.
I like this one. Do we have time? We have 2 minutes. Of course we have time. Julie says, oh yeah, we don't have time for this one. 6-month mixed breed barks at everything and nothing. Ignoring demands doesn't work. Well, yeah, because you're ignoring the behavior. So it's very self-serving behavior. Self-serving behavior, jumping on countertops, getting food, digging in the backyard, getting an adrenaline rush, barking at things. All of those things are like very self-rewarding to a dog, especially barking at the mailman because that's like physical and the mailman leaves and they're like, yes. My border collie he looks for ghost squirrels. He whines, looks for the ghost squirrels. Because sometimes the squirrels are there. And so I mentioned that because
ghosts is in there invisible. Like they're not actually there.
They're not actually there.
I thought he was a very special dog for a minute.
And I say that because you said, and barks at nothing. I'm telling you, it's not nothing. It's either something was there the other day. Like a cat was under the car yesterday, and so he barked because he remembers the cat there yesterday, or he can still smell it, or he can hear and smell things that you can't. That's a big
Dogs can
part of
smell
it.
up to 10 miles downwind. So that means if you're walking in a direction, randomly your dog starts pulling, a few, like 5 to 10 minutes later, you see a big dog that your dog instinctively pulls even harder to. They smell that dog 10 miles away as long as the wind hits that dog first and hits them second.
Yeah. But okay, long story short though, Julie Mac and Cheese. That's so cute. That's so cute.
And Sparky Mac and Cheese.
We're going to give you like the super quick version because we could never help you rehab this situation
Through a Zoom.
Through this situation. You need some one-on-one help ASAP. What is happening?
Read that and I want to come to your house and I want to hold a leash and show you what to do.
Yeah, I mean, what is happening is your dog is getting into adolescence and they're not cute little puppies anymore. They're practicing being real dogs. And if you don't get a handle on what is and isn't acceptable, you're going to potentially have a dog with aggression, an adult dog with aggression. And so the basics is, even a 6-month-old can be corrected for reactivity. But if there's not a foundation there, if there's not a foundation of trust through respect, food work, guidance, spatial pressure, having the ability to slow down the dog's brain, and that's a fancy way of saying, can you stop excitement? Are you rewarding excitement accidentally or on purpose?
Dog excited when you get home, you say, hey buddy, and you give him a pet. When he's excited, you're rewarding excitement.
And then
what you pet is what you get.
Yeah. And so you might be doing all these little things throughout the day that make it impossible for your dog to listen to you when they're barking at nothing or barking at something. And so I guess my point is that there's a lot of ways to go at this to make sure it's a very well-rounded approach. I would never ever say, you just need to do turnarounds and do food work in the house until you can do it outside off of those distractions. That is cookie cutter and it is not gonna work. And I would never say, oh, just correct the barking, and if it's firm enough, it'll work, and go about your day. Because that is a short-term solution that might work.
I think it creates aggression. I think it creates so much frustration.
Yeah, it's going to build right back. Well, it builds right back up. That's the frustration he means. It builds right back up, and it comes out again. You need a tailored approach. Honestly, this kind of stuff starts in the house with relationship, because it all boils down to, does your dog believe you? And that's it. And then obviously we've got the foundation of just obedience work, food work, if that's your jam. You don't have to use food.
That should be our slogan. Does your dog believe you?
Does your dog believe you?
That's our slogan, yeah.
Can you influence your dog's behavior?
What do you think, Ricky?
I feel like a therapist.
Okay, she said maybe.
maybe. All right, guys. I wish I could give you like more help than that, Julie, but that's just
I want to
reality
just finish off the rest of Living Danishly's. I know, but she's asked us a bunch of questions. She's also she's been with us almost longer than anyone else.
Cool. All right, Danishly.
This is from Danishly, Living Danishly. She said she will growl when we pass items back and forth on the couch. I know you already said that. I know you already said that. But that tells me you gotta stop. That tells me already a lot of demanding behavior. So the growling and like barkiness. You did. I'm finishing it off.
Oh, okay.
You're making me say bad words on this Zoom today. Or this
it's not a Zoom.
Stop talking. All right. I lost my train of thought.
He's so old.
I'm like an old man. Get off my grass. All right. You're already getting frustration. You're already getting stubbornness. The fact that you're getting that bark and growl when you approach, which kind of seems a little bit silly, but then you're also getting when you pass items, that's a level of demanding that is, frankly, at the disrespectful level. I'm not a fan of it. I say cut the couch altogether.
It's scary.
Then she also wrote, she loves to talk, but have a hard time telling if it's aggressive or not. It's not yet. That yet is with a capital Y.
It's scary.
And with a big question mark, because it's going to happen soon. And I'm only being honest with you because you've been with us for a long time, so I feel like you can take it. She's dealt with us for a while. She's on the couch for sure. I don't know what the next one's for, and you're welcome. So if she's on the couch, get rid of couch. Start teaching place command. You guys got to get a private one-on-one dog trainer that works with
your shift over here.
Oh, which one are we on? Are we
TikTok.
on TikTok? Oh, my bad, guys.
Sorry,
Sorry, just
Danishly.
pretend like I was looking at you the whole time. Just pretend like it. That's what my wife does. All right. Basically, what you're going to do is you want to move away from couch. You want to teach a good place command. You want to hire a private dog trainer who does balanced dog training, who also works with puppies. Because your dog is 1 year old, but they still have some of that puppy mentality. We don't want to suppress that too much. We want to help them understand what you want. Mm-hmm. That's it. You have anything to add?
No.
You never wanted to add anything in the first place.
What are you talking about?
It's that one. Yeah, it's okay. All right, guys. Thanks for joining. We'll see you guys next week. Have a wonderful week.
Bye.
Wait, this is going to be a really long film.
Whoa.
Oh, we got the fireworks.
Whoa.
Did you know we can do fireworks on Instagram?
Do it again.
Bye, guys.
Boy, we got to do it one more time.
It's this.
No, is it this thing? No, it's the double thumb.
I don't know.
Put
We
your
look
hands up, put your hands
crazy.
up. Yeah,
Bye.
it was the double thumbs. That's cool.
Gosh.
Oh, that's fancy.
Bye,
Look at
y'all.
us.